To reach the needed height, you'll add 2 top wires above the 8-foot fencing. The first wire will be 6 inches above the woven wire fencing, and the second wire will be 12 inches above. Use the guide wire that you set aside after installing the line posts for one wire, and lay out a second wire. Attach the wires to the corner post with a crimp sleeve on a loop of wire, or with a New Zealand slip knot. A New Zealand slip knot is made by putting a sharp bend in the wire 14 inches from the end. Loop the wire around the corner post and cross the free end of the wire over the main wire to hook the bend over the main wire. From below, feed the loose end of the wire inside the loop that has been formed. Then, pull the loose end to cinch the wire snug to the post. Now bend the loose end of the wire down sharply on the outside of the first bend. Just as in the simple wrap method, make a right angle bend in the wire parallel to the main wire about 6 inches from where the wires cross. Use this bend as a handle for wrapping the loose end around the main wire for at least 4 tight wraps. Now turn the handle at a right angle to the main wire and crank the wire around until it breaks off next to the wraps. This knot will let the wire slip to tighten the loop. Next, loosely staple the wire loop at the correct height on the post. To speed up the installation, you can put up both top wires at the same time. Loosely staple this wire to each post at the same height until you reach a brace post at a gate or a corner post. This wire must slide freely through the staples. A wire strainer and a heavy spring will need to be installed on each length of top wire between 2 corner posts or between a corner post and a gate post. At the second post, loop a short length of wire around it and secure it by crimping or hand tying. Staple this wire at the proper height. Now remove one of the loops from a tensioning spring and thread it through the hole in the strap of a wire strainer. Reassemble the tensioning spring. Feed the short wire from the second post through the open loop of the tensioning spring. Crimp or hand tie a wire loop to attach it to the spring. Take the long wire and thread it through the hole in the hub of the wire strainer. Bend a tight C in the wire to secure it to the hub. Use the strainer handle to turn the wire strainer's ratchet, winding wire around the hub until the spring has been tightened to the second notch on the spring, about 1 inch. Tighten only enough to remove any slack in the wire. Don't over-tighten. Add a wire strainer and spring to the second top wire too. Then, continue to install 2 top wires along the whole fence line except for gate openings. In the fall, you'll need to loosen these strainers so the wire can contract in the cold. Retighten them in the spring. To install a gate, measure the placement of the bottom and top gate hinges so the gate will hang and swing level about 6 to 10 inches above the ground. Drill holes in the gate posts for installing the hinge bolts. Set hinge bolts into the holes. Some gates use cotter pins to keep hinges on the hinge bolts, but in most cases, the center hinge bolt is placed upside down to keep the gate from being lifted off the hinges. Only finger tighten the bolts and washers on the hinge bolts for now. Clamp the hinges onto the gate at the heights of the hinge pins. Set the gate with its hinges onto the hinge pins. Use washers and nuts to secure the hinge bolts into the gate post. For the center hinge, slide the hinge up onto the middle hinge bolt. Then clamp the center hinge in place on the gate. If your gate has cotter pins for the hinge bolts, put these in to keep the hinges on the hinge bolts. Use a level to check the gate for plumb. Adjust the hinge bolts as necessary to plumb the gate. Top wires also can be installed on some types of gates. With routine maintenance and repairs, your finished fence will protect your crops for many years. For written instructions on how to construct a wildlife fence, visit the Minnesota DNR's website to download a copy of the fencing handbook for the 10-foot woven wire deer exclusion fence.